From the character being a big part of the next season, to the evolving father-son storyline being everyone's favorite, Outlander's Charles Vandervaart explains how Jamie's son has changed. Hold on to your whiskey, Sassenachs. The show's evolving, and we're finally getting to see Jamie's son again. The plot of the series has taken us on a trip through time and given us a love story for the ages. After Claire, played by the brilliant Katrina Balfe, a British nurse in World War II, goes back in time to Scotland in the 18th century, she falls in love with James Fraser, played by the hunk, Sam Heughan. There have been big ups and downs in their relationship, and while Fraser may seem like the perfect partner, he fathered a son with another woman while Claire went back to her own time. He did tell her as soon as she came back, but it took something away from their relationship. William Ransom, played by Charles Vandervaart, is Jamie's son, but he had to give him up to his close friend Lord John Grey to raise. The official statement describes the young man as a courteous aristocrat with a Highlander's fire simmering under the surface. The actor who plays Jamie's secret son has dropped a bombshell on fans. Not only will he be a big part of the next season, but he'll also be very different from what fans would have thought. The actor explained that Ransom will be pretty naive at the start of Season 7. He still thinks that fighting's child's play, and doesn't really understand how the world works. Vandervaart thinks that William's safe upbringing in a British house, during a time when there were a lot of dangers in the world, has made him unaware of the terrible things that happen. Still, the young man will learn things from the upcoming American Revolutionary War. That'll help him become a better person. He thinks he can't be beaten, and who can blame him? He's the son of our favorite Highlander, the toughest guy out there. He also said that the guy's super sheltered, and that'll put him in a lot of danger. His privileged life will soon catch up to him, and reality's gonna hit him hard. He has a long way to go before he's mature enough to understand things, and the biggest problem that he'll face is the growing tension between him and his father. Years after the bloody fight of Culloden, Jamie and Lord John became very good friends. But the Highlander had to make one of the hardest decisions of his life to leave his son behind, in the hands of John. In the coming season, with the war coming up once again, their friendship will be tested, if not broken completely. Vandervaart's hinted that Lord John will probably cause problems for everyone, not just Jamie. It looks like William and his father are going to fight, and it might be John's fault. But he wouldn't be coming from a place of hatred. He raised the kid and probably really cares about him. Plus, he wouldn't want his son to go off to war. He raised William and stood by him throughout his life. There might be some tension between the two of them, but mostly because they just love each other too much. Fans haven't seen the character since he was a young boy, so there are a lot of things that we don't know about him. He's finally come back in the first part of the 7th season. Fans of Diana Gabaldon's books are excited to see William, because he's a key part of Jamie's story arc in An Echo in the Bone, the book that this season is based on. William's story is pretty interesting, and it has been since before he was born. In the 3rd season, his mother, Geneva Dunsany, forced Jamie to take her flower before she married the old Ludovic Ransom, the 8th Earl of Ellesmere. This one steamy night led to the birth of William. His mother died during childbirth, and throughout the whole show, he's been told that Ludovic was his father. Even though, after Geneva passed away, the Earl was sure that William wasn't his child, and threatened to throw him out of a window. Jamie killed him to save his son, and after that, the Dunsany family decided to raise the child themselves and not tell him who his real father was. Jamie's prison friend, Lord John Grey, ended up getting married to Geneva's younger sister, Isabel Dunsany, and the couple adopted William with Jamie's blessing. That was the last time we saw the red-haired little boy, and now he's all grown up. William hasn't done much so far, but it looks like he'll be very important in the upcoming season. In the months before Season 7, William, as the true Lord Ellesmere, must go with the British Army to the American colonies. The fact that Jamie and William will be on opposite sides of the Revolutionary War is going to be the most controversial thing. If the season follows the book, Jamie and William won't have much screen time together, but the teaser showed how torn he is, because not only will he have to face his friend on the battlefield, but his son too. At the end of the book, when William meets Jamie, the young man's struck by how much he looks like Jamie, and that's when the Highlander tells him the truth. With so much excitement going on, fans want to know everything that they can about the new actor. I've got you guys. Charles Vandervaart's a big deal. He's been in a bunch of movies and TV shows like 2020's The Craft Legacy and 2021's Lost in Space. Charles has also been on other shows like Holly Hobby, Murdoch Mysteries, and October Faction, so some of you might find him familiar. After announcing that he'll be playing the young Highlander, the show's chief producer, Meryl Davis, talked about why she chose him. She knew that fans had been waiting for ages to see him, so the hype was already there, and they had to find someone who was exactly right. They needed someone with the talent and the body to play Jamie's son. Charles's charisma shone through during the auditions, and they couldn't go in any other direction after they saw him do his thing. The actor himself is so happy and dedicated to playing the character, and after being accepted into the Outlander family, he went on to Instagram to say how thankful he was. He can't wait to show the world what he can do, and fans are excited to see his enthusiasm on the big screen too. When asked about joining the group, Vandervaart said it was definitely a bit nerve-wracking. The rest of the cast has been friends for ages. They're almost like family now, and you'd think it would have been hard for him to create a place for himself. Well, it wasn't. The entire Outlander family welcomed him with open arms, and the young actor fit right in. Everyone's excited to see the young actor on the big screen, especially the showrunners. In a statement, Matthew B. Roberts said that they're happy to have the Canadian actor on board as part of the Fraser family. And with the help of all of the other talented cast members, the new guy's expected to do pretty well. He also gave us a little heads up on the story. As the Frasers and Mackenzies try to find their place in the world during the Revolutionary War, the events of the season will take place in Scotland, and it'll put fans through the emotional ringer. Even Meryl Davis had a lot of good things to say about the upcoming storyline, calling it her favorite out of all the little plots in the Outlander universe. She thinks that the role of William Ransom's a great one. Fans have been eager to see it, and their team has been very eager to deliver it to them. She thinks the story's perfect for the last season of the epic series. It's about a young man who goes to war, with no idea of how wars are actually fought. Jamie and Claire have seen the terrible things that can happen, but William hasn't, and doesn't know about all the dangers, or the long-term effects that war can have on people. His character will go through the most growth fans have ever seen, since he's going to learn about fighting and then himself. Meryl thinks that it'll set up the show for a very fitting end, perfectly tying a bow around the Fraser family with all the pieces connected together and the family finally being whole. But then, again, fans will have to wait a bit for the second half of the 7th season and then for the 8th season to see all of this finally happen. So, there you have it, Outlander fans. From the evolving father-son storyline being everyone's favorite, to the character being a big part of the next season, Outlander's Charles Vandervaart explained how Jamie's son has changed.